Have you ever picked up a piece of fruit thinking, this has to be healthy, only to feel bloated, tired, or even dizzy an hour later? Maybe it started off as just a bit of discomfort, a rumbling stomach, a strange aftertaste. But over time, that once innocent fruit starts leaving you with more questions than benefits. And the truth is, as we get older, especially after 60, our bodies don't react to food the way they used to. What once gave us energy might now leave us feeling sluggish. What once helped digestion might now cause issues we never had before. And it's not your fault. You've done everything right. You've tried to eat more natural, whole foods. You've swapped out the cookies for apples or grapes. You've added more fiber, more water, more movement into your days. But if you're still not feeling quite right, if your blood sugar feels like it's on a roller coaster, or you're having more digestive trouble than you used to, it might be time to take a closer look at the one thing most people assume is always safe: fruit. Now, don't get me wrong. Fruit can be healthy. It's packed with vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants. But not all fruits are created equal, especially for those of us over 60. Some fruits carry hidden dangers that many people never talk about. They might spike your blood sugar, strain your kidneys, or worsen arthritis without you even realizing it. And the worst part? These fruits are often labeled as healthy in every grocery store aisle. That's why today, we're having an honest conversation. One that could help you feel lighter, clearer, and more in control of your health. Because knowing which fruits to avoid might just be the missing piece in your wellness journey. So let's sit down, have a chat, and uncover what's really going on behind the produce aisle. Let's start with one fruit that's often praised, but for seniors, can be surprisingly risky: grapefruit. Sounds innocent, right? It's tart, refreshing, and has long been part of heart-healthy diets. But here's what most people don't realize: grapefruit can interfere with dozens of common medications. From blood pressure pills to cholesterol reducers, even anxiety meds. Just one glass of grapefruit juice can block the enzymes in your liver responsible for breaking down these medications, causing the drugs to build up in your bloodstream. The result? You could be getting 2 or even 3 times the intended dose of your medicine. That can lead to dizziness, muscle pain, even internal bleeding in severe cases. And it doesn't matter if the grapefruit is fresh, juiced, or part of a smoothie, it still carries the same risk. Now, does this mean grapefruit is poisonous? Not at all. But if you're on any daily medications, especially heart or cholesterol related, it's worth checking with your doctor before biting into that next juicy slice. Next, let's talk about another fruit that hides behind a sweet smile: bananas. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Bananas? But they're full of potassium, right? And you're absolutely right. But here's where it gets tricky. Too much potassium, especially if your kidneys are slowing down, can actually be dangerous. See, as we age, our kidney function naturally declines, even if we don't notice it. When that happens, potassium can start to build up in the blood instead of being filtered out properly. And elevated potassium levels can lead to heart rhythm issues, fatigue, and muscle weakness. One banana here and there won't hurt most people. But for seniors with even mild kidney concerns, or those taking ACE inhibitors or certain diuretics, it's something to be mindful of. Moderation is key, and understanding how your body is changing is even more important. And while we're on the topic of sweetness, let's not forget mangoes. Tropical, juicy, and bursting with flavor, mangoes are like sunshine in fruit form. But they're also incredibly high in natural sugars. In fact, 1 cup of sliced mango has over 45 grams of sugar. That's more than a can of soda. And for those dealing with prediabetes, diabetes, or insulin resistance, that sugar rush can wreak havoc on your blood glucose levels. You might feel great for the first 15 minutes, but then the crash comes. Shakiness, irritability, fatigue. And over time, that roller coaster ride can wear down your body's ability to regulate insulin at all. Again, it's not that mangoes are bad, it's just that, after 60, our bodies process sugar differently. Even the natural kind. So if you're enjoying mangoes on a regular basis, it might be time to check in with how they're really making you feel afterward. So here we are: grapefruit, bananas, and mangoes. 3 fruits you probably thought were helping, but may actually be silently working against your health. And if any of these sound familiar, if you've noticed strange reactions or unexpected fatigue after eating what seems like a healthy snack, you're not alone. The key isn't to fear fruit, it's to become more aware, more in tune with your body, and to make choices that support you, not sabotage you. Now, fruit can still be part of a vibrant, fulfilling life. It's all about knowing which ones nourish your body and which ones might be doing more harm than good. Let's keep going because there are a few more fruits you'll want to know about. Fruits that may be sitting in your kitchen right now, looking harmless, but quietly tipping your health in the wrong direction. Let's talk about another one that's often found in fruit salads, jams, and snack bars, cherries. They're sweet, they're small, and they seem perfectly innocent. But here's what most people don't realize. Cherries, especially when eaten in large amounts, are incredibly high in natural sugars and compounds called sorbitol. That combination can be rough on aging digestive systems. If you've ever had unexpected gas, bloating, or even mild diarrhea after enjoying a bowl of cherries, sorbitol could be the culprit. And beyond the digestive discomfort, there's the blood sugar factor. Even a modest serving of cherries can spike glucose levels quickly, particularly if you're not pairing them with protein or fiber. And for seniors dealing with type 2 diabetes or just trying to manage steady energy throughout the day, that sugar spike followed by a crash can lead to mood swings, brain fog, or the need for an afternoon nap that never used to be necessary. It's not about demonizing cherries. It's about understanding how even small portions of sweet fruits can have a bigger impact after 60. Our metabolism slows, our insulin sensitivity changes, and our gut becomes more sensitive to certain compounds. That's just biology, not failure. And with the right awareness, we can work with our bodies instead of against them. Now, let's shift to a fruit that many people drink rather than eat, orange juice. Oranges on their own might seem okay in moderation, but orange juice is a different story altogether. One glass, even the fresh squeezed kind, is often the equivalent of eating 3 to 4 whole oranges, minus the fiber that helps slow down sugar absorption. That means you're getting a fast hit of fructose that rushes straight into your bloodstream. And for anyone with high blood pressure, heart concerns, or blood sugar issues, that sudden spike can cause more harm than good. You might think you're starting your day with a healthy choice, but your body experiences it more like a sugary beverage. In fact, many doctors now place fruit juices in the same category as soda when it comes to managing metabolic health. What's even trickier is that orange juice is often marketed as a source of vitamin C and potassium, two nutrients that sound great, until you realize you're also getting a blast of sugar with none of the fiber to help balance it out. So if you love the taste, consider swapping it out with a small portion of whole orange instead, or even better, add it to a meal rather than drinking it alone on an empty stomach. And here's another one you might not expect: pineapple. Sweet, juicy, tropical, and incredibly acidic. Now, acidity isn't always bad, but for aging digestive systems, and especially for anyone dealing with acid reflux, GERD, or sensitive gums, pineapple can be a major irritant. That sharp, tangy flavor we love in pineapple comes from a natural enzyme called bromelain. While bromelain can have anti-inflammatory benefits in small doses, in larger amounts it can irritate the lining of your mouth and throat. If you've ever eaten pineapple and noticed a burning feeling on your tongue or lips, that's bromelain at work. But it goes deeper. For people on blood thinners or anti-inflammatory medication, pineapple's effects can actually amplify your body's response, increasing the risk of bruising or internal bleeding. Surprising, right? That tropical treat might feel refreshing in the moment, but it's worth pausing to consider how your body reacts afterward, especially if you notice more stomach discomfort or sensitivity following meals that include pineapple. The thing to remember is this: our bodies become more sensitive over time, not weaker, just more selective. What worked in our 40s might not be the best fit in our 70s. And that's okay. Aging isn't about restriction, it's about refinement. Choosing the foods that support us, energize us, and help us live each day with more clarity, less discomfort, and greater peace of mind. So far, we've looked at grapefruit, bananas, mangoes, cherries, orange juice, and pineapple. That's 6 fruits that, while natural and often praised for their benefits, can carry hidden risks for seniors if we're not paying attention. It's a lot to take in, I know. especially when we've been told for decades that fruit is always good, no matter what. But the real wisdom comes in asking the deeper question, good for who? And when? Because good health isn't about doing what worked yesterday. It's about doing what works best for your body today. Now, we've covered quite a bit already, and we've got just one more fruit to talk about. One that surprises many people, because it's often seen as a symbol of heart health and youthfulness. But for some seniors, it might just be doing more harm than good. I'm talking about apples. Yes, apples. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, fruit. And while they're packed with fiber and vitamin C, they also come with a hidden challenge, especially for aging digestive systems. You see, apples, particularly the skin, contain a type of insoluble fiber that can be tough to break down if your gut isn't as robust as it used to be. For some seniors, that can lead to bloating, constipation, or even intestinal discomfort that seems to come out of nowhere. What's more, apples, especially the sweeter varieties like Fuji or Gala, are higher in natural sugars than most people realize. A large apple can pack around 25 grams of sugar. For someone who's managing blood glucose, trying to maintain a healthy weight, or dealing with inflammation, that much sugar, especially without protein or fat to slow it down, can cause unnecessary spikes in energy and mood. And let's not forget about the pesticides. Apples are often high on the list of produce with chemical residue, and unless you're buying organic and washing them thoroughly, you might be getting a dose of something more than just fruit. Now, this doesn't mean you should never enjoy an apple again. But it does mean taking a closer look at how your body responds. Maybe it's switching to smaller, tart varieties like Granny Smith, which have less sugar. Or maybe it's peeling the skin and eating it alongside a handful of nuts to balance things out. That's the beauty of this stage of life. You get to make more intentional choices, ones that work with your body, not just with old habits. So there you have it. 7 fruits: grapefruit, bananas, mangoes, cherries, orange juice, pineapple, and apples. All healthy in the right context, but potentially problematic depending on your health, your medications, and your body's unique needs. And if any of those sound familiar, if you've had that gut feeling that something just wasn't sitting right, that your morning fruit bowl left you more tired than energized, you're not imagining it. Your body is talking to you, and it's time we start listening. But let's pause for a second because I know this might feel overwhelming. You might be thinking, well, what can I eat then? Or, I've been eating these for years, am I doing it all wrong? And I want you to hear me loud and clear. You're not doing anything wrong. You've been doing the best you could with the knowledge you had. And that matters. That effort, that care you've put into your health, that's not erased. It's built a foundation. And now, you're simply refining it. You're learning how to respond to your body's changing signals, and that takes wisdom, not willpower. The real goal isn't to label foods as good or bad. It's to understand how they affect you, personally. To be curious. To make tweaks. To trust that your body knows more than we often give it credit for. And most importantly, to stay empowered in your choices. So what can you do with all this? You can start by paying attention. Keep a little food journal. Notice how you feel after eating certain fruits. Are you more tired, more bloated, or more clear-headed? Do you sleep better? Do your joints feel different? These subtle signs can guide you better than any diet ever could. And don't be afraid to make changes. If something's not sitting right anymore, you don't need to keep forcing it just because it was once healthy. Your body is evolving, and that's a good thing. Because every adjustment you make today is one step closer to feeling lighter, stronger, and more in tune with yourself tomorrow. You deserve to feel your best, not just good for your age, but truly well. And small changes, like knowing which fruits to avoid or moderate, can add up to big improvements. Better sleep, more stable energy, fewer aches, a clearer mind, and that sense of confidence that comes when your body and your choices are finally on the same team. And I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these fruits bothering you? Or maybe you've found alternatives that work better for your digestion or energy levels. Share your experience in the comments. We're all in this together, and your story might help someone else feel seen, understood, and encouraged. And if this video helped you, go ahead and tap that like button. It's a small gesture that helps more people find this kind of helpful, honest health advice. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe. We've got more videos coming your way that are designed with you in mind, practical, clear, and rooted in real life, not fads. So here's to living smarter, feeling better, and stepping into every day with more clarity and control. You've got so much wisdom, so much strength. Let's use it to make this chapter your healthiest yet. Here's to living your best life at any age.